Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're a new subscriber, then thanks for joining us, and I hope that you've gotten some time or will at least make time to catch up on all the videos that you have missed out on, especially the kitchen renovation project slash series that I have posted on my channel. You don't want to miss that. It's quite an exciting series. It's very detailed and informative, and I think you will learn something. Anyway, today's video is basically an update on the progress that we've made in smartifying our home. If you have watched my previous videos, you'll know that Zam and I have been very intentional about turning our home into a smart home. You might have seen that we started doing so through our new Candy appliances, which is our oven, our microwave, our dishwasher, washing machine, and so forth. Another smart feature in our kitchen is our Frankie mixer, and now we also finally switched or changed our switches as well as our light bulbs, and I'm very excited to tell you guys all about it. It's actually like super cool, and we've been enjoying the new change and features that come with these switches and the lights. So last year, and I think most of this year or the first half of this year, we spent quite some time trying to research companies that basically helped you transition to smart switches or a smart system in your home. Most companies that we came across were a bit on the pricey side and were not like practical for our financial position, I guess, if I can put it that way. And then we later came across a company called Switch, which is the company that we ended up using to switch to smart switches. The switches that they installed, as well as the system, because obviously the switches are linked to one central system. I really love that the system is easy to use. It's really easy to navigate. You don't even need to be like a tech guru or a tech person to be able to learn the system. It literally took us a few hours to get the hang of it and to start using it in our home. I loved the service as well that they provided. Dave is just like a really lovely person. I think once I show you guys the footage, you'll really see that he's just like a really, really nice person, and the transition was just so seamless. Whew. By the way, guys, it has started raining dramatically, so I hope the sound will not be affected by the sound of the rain. I will try to project those. Moving on to the light fixtures and the kitchen pendant. So those are from Eurolux. Eurolux is a lighting company, probably one of the best, if not the best, in South Africa. And I am not even being biased because I'm working with them. They genuinely have a variety of lighting options in their store, and I basically consider them like a one-stop shop. So whether you need light bulbs, light fixtures, anything lighting related, you will find it at Eurolux. They literally have a 4-story warehouse in Wynberg, Sandton, and you walk in there and it's literally like lighting haven. So when I went there was literally so much to choose from. I loved that I had options, unlike going to a smaller store where you're limited in terms of your choices. I walked into the showroom and there was just literally so much to choose from. We ended up going with a pendant light as like the centerpiece for our kitchen island. And as you might have seen or noticed, if you pay attention to detail, some of you probably did not even notice or don't really care, but our previous ceiling lights didn't really quite work with the new kitchen. So we definitely knew that it's one of the things we wanted to change, just so the kitchen and the lighting and our living area looks like one flowing space. So for the kitchen pendant, we needed to choose light bulbs, because obviously with the pendant, it's literally just like the pendant, whatever design the pendant has, and then there's the light bulbs, which you purchase separately from the actual pendant. I actually have the box here, so I want to show you. So this is the bulb we went for. It is massive. So when we ordered the bulb, we were not really aware of how massive it was. And then when it came here, I was actually like, I think we ordered the wrong thing, but it was the right bulb. I had the right mind to like switch it because I was just a bit nervous about the size. But once you see it, you will see how stunning it is. I can see it from where I'm sitting, and it is absolutely stunning. I think one of our biggest concerns though, before I speak about that, let me tell you about the ceiling lights that we got. So as I said, we wanted something that was more modern and that would fit with the new kitchen. We got the black surface mounted ceiling lights, and yeah, as I mentioned, we were a bit concerned once the installation was done, not because we didn't like how the actual lights looked, but because of the colors we chose. So they are like very yellow. And one thing about Zam and I, because I think when it comes to these things, it's all about taste. There's people who really love yellow lights, and then warm lights, and then there's people like Zam and I who love cool lights. So I've spoken to a lot of people who actually prefer warm lights. Let me know in the comment section what you prefer. Do you prefer warm lights or cool lights? So because we prefer the cooler lights, when we switched on the new pendant light, and it was just like this bright, warm light, because the Kelvins, it's actually, the bulbs themselves are 806 lumen. Now if you know how lumens work, you will know that that is super bright. So when we switch on those lights, they are very warm, and we were not sure how we felt about that. And initially I think our first reaction was, oh my gosh, they are so warm, oh my gosh, what can we do? And another thing was that the ceiling lights that we got, because they've got a black outer covering, they don't let out as much light, and they're not massive, so they are not as bright as we expected them to be. And then top it off, and they are cool white, so the ceiling lights are cool white, and then you have this like pendant light which is like super warm. We were not really sure how we felt about it, but I think we're starting to warm up to it, especially because most of the visitors who've come to visit us since we installed the new lighting and switches, literally when we switch on the kitchen pendant, they're just like, wow, this is stunning. And everyone is just like, this is so gorgeous, this is so beautiful. And I think because of that affirmation that we've been getting from people, we have sort of started to warm up to it. We still now and again question whether or not we should maybe change the bulbs, because it's not the pendant we have an issue with, it's the warmness of the bulbs. So changing the bulbs to a cool white is an option, but I'm going to show you guys what the warmness looks like, or what the space looks like with the warm lights, and then you can tell me, do we switch to the cool white bulbs, or do we stick with the ones that we currently have? And what do you think? Do you think that they complement the ceiling lights well? Are you happy? Let us know in the comment section. I think it will help us in making our final decision. Anyways, I don't want to keep talking too much because I feel like I have been rambling. I want to show you guys the process that we went through in changing our switches as well as the light bulbs. Hope you guys enjoy. Hi Dave.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, and you?
Guys, this is Dave. Dave, do you want to introduce yourself and let people know what
Sure.
you're doing?
Hi, I'm Dave. I'm from a company called Switch Smart. We connect people, or help people create the connected home. Switch Smart is a community of installers and system integrators, and a little bit later we're going to introduce you to Bernard. Bernard's one of our installers, and he's going to help us put up the lights. And right now I'm going to get going, and I need to install this little baby over here. This is our central unit. The brains and everything, the server, everything is housed in here. And this communicates with the switches through radio frequency, and we'll carry on with more of the technical stuff later.
So this is what will allow me to control all the switches from one device.
So we connect this to your router, which I'm going to do right now. It's virtually plug and play. And then we'll connect your app to this thing, and that will allow us to work with all the switches.
Okay.
These are the wires. I've already run the wires through here.
Okay.
So it's a matter of just connecting this to there, and that I have connected into your
Wi-Fi router.
Your Wi-Fi router over here. Gonna flash red. Just now it's gonna go stable green, and then it'll go purple and blue. And when it goes blue, it means we are now connected to the internet.
Okay.
I'm not sure if we had even planned for that switch, but I brought extra. We're
Okay.
gonna have to do that switch because you've got a two-way switch from there to here.
Yes.
To control this light. So I'm just, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to open up all of these for now, just so that we know exactly where we are, and then I'll fit the new switch.
Can we see the new switches and what they look like?
Sure. I'll put them out here. Let's just move this over, and we can just have a look. These are the
So sleek.
Pretty. Let me introduce you to Bernard. Bernard's one of our installer electricians. He's the guy that does most of our installations around here at the moment. He is able to give us a COC, which is a certificate of compliance, which is quite important when you're doing extra work and additional work when you're in a house on electrical work.
Nice to meet you, Bernard.
Nice to meet you too.
Are you camera shy?
No, I'm not.
What you have to check before he can write up the COC is that if your whole house is compliant. And I can tell you now that I've already found a couple of issues. If you have a look here, this bare copper wire here is the earth. It should be ferruled with a lug, and it should be fixed into the box. So Bernard and I will sort these out. The switches that I get into now, we will make sure that they are compliant before we carry on.
Okay, no, good.
Okay.
No, perfect. Thanks so much for that, Dave.
We're aware of this kind of stuff, and when we work on it, we make sure that everything we do is compliant.
Of course.
So much so, our switches, and I think they're one of the few switches that are on the market in this category. We have our LOA, so that's a letter of authority from the department, and it's the NRCS, National Regulating Council of South Africa.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
So
well, that's reassuring.
we all compliant, everything is
good.
up to spec.
So Dave is now going to be connecting the new light switch. As you can see, this is the old one, and this is the new one that's getting installed.
So there's a really important thing about our switches. We don't need a neutral. So if you look here, we've only got red and other color wires. Neutral is normally black.
Yes.
And that's one of the things that these guys have managed to patent, and it really is a great patent, in that they pick up the negative through the light fitting in order for the electronics to work. So your house, unusual for a newish house, does not have any space for, they don't have any neutrals coming down here. And that's what makes it very easy for us. I'm going to have to cut this wire a little bit. That makes it very easy for us to do a retrofit. Whereas a lot of other systems can't do a retrofit because they need to now run a neutral wire to make the switch work.
Would you guys like some water or anything?
I've actually brought some juice, but thank you, Diddy. So it's not that one, it'll be this one. Unless we're already on load shedding. No, we're live.
We're online.
We're online. So what we're going to do now, Didi, whilst we've got this one going, is we're going to start programming the app. So let's go get my phone. We're going to call this Lights, and I have a specific naming standard because if we connect to Alexa or Google Home, it's got to make it easy for you to describe which light you want to switch on. Okay, and we're going to call this kitchen. We say next, and what are we going to make it look like?
Yep.
Something like that. Okay, so we're going to just test it quickly. Max, there we go.
Ah, nice.
And if we switch it off, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to start setting up the central unit now. Welcome and start. And what do you want to call your home? And we're going to call it Khumalo Household. I'm going to share the app with you. So now, Didi, I'm going to go into the three little bars on the top, which brings me down to the menu, and I am going to go to users. And I'm going to say I want to add a user, and it is Zan, and I'll say create. Now, what I want you to do on here is go to my places, go to add a place, and click on Khumalo Household. Now on Apple, you need to allow your camera, and you've got to go to scan QR code. That's all you have to do. Scan that QR code, and that's it. Whatever I see, you see. And we are done. We are now totally connected.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And I click done here, and there I've got you. Okay, now what we also need to do is I need to connect you to the cloud in order for you to activate Alexa.
Okay.
So we go into Zam and we say integration, and we say enabled, and I've got you there. And do you want to type a password in there, whatever password you know?
Okay.
Because you're going to need that password. But it doesn't show.
You
They're not the same.
tapped it wrong.
They're not the same.
It's
They
not
both
me.
have to be the
It's
same.
Dave's phone.
It's my Samsung. You know, this is a family. It's a family feud. So you have to understand.
It has
I
the
am-
potential to divide.
I am
the
the
black sheep.
only person, I'm the black sheep. I am the only person in my whole household. My grandkids have got Apple iPhones. My son, my daughter, my daughter-in-law, my son-in-law.
Yes.
Everyone uses
Listen.
iPhone. I'm the only one who doesn't.
Samsung needs to stop paying your royalties.
Even my watch, they all walk around with
Is it,
Apple
yeah?
Watches. Me, I've got a Garmin. I'm gonna have a sip of my juice.
Are you not going to say what you wanted to say?
No, you were just asking us.
This is a safe space.
It's not safe when you're on camera.
Okay, it's gone.
Okay, so do you know the password?
Yes.
Because we're gonna call on you for that password.
Zam, you need to confirm on your emails.
Okay. Now, when we go in and have a look, you'll see that there's a little cloud
Yeah.
with a tick next to it. So that says we are ready to connect to Siri. We're ready to connect to
Alexa.
Google Home, all of those third-party apps. So we are ready to rock and roll.
It's the same thing on
So
my side.
it's exactly the same one. So add another switch. Right, now this is different. Okay, so we have the ability to connect the switch either as a two-way switch or a scenario switch, because as a master switch. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna let's make it a master switch. So we're gonna create a scene in a scenario.
Okay.
So it'll say there a scenario switch. All right. What should we call this? Good night.
Yes.
Should we call it good night?
Yes.
Okay. What's it?
Okay, description. It's optional.
Good night. Yeah, you don't need it. You don't
Okay.
actually need
Location.
location. I want you to
Landing.
call this house. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this house group and we're going to put it right in the top. So all the little things like good night, like switch on downstairs, evening lights, going away or coming home. We're going to put all of those things in a room called house, and they're all going to be at the top. So there are quick touches, quick lookups. So you're not searching for them.
Yeah.
It's right up there in the top of your app,
And or you,
of your app where you're seeing
like your
everything.
portal page,
Yes.
type of thing. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So now there are two different types of scenarios. There's a regular scenario and there's a group scenario. In this one, I want to set up a regular scenario, because what happens here, when you touch this, all of the light switches that you've selected, you can either select to switch them on or switch them off. So for your outside lights, you want them on. So especially that front outside light, from a security point of view, you want that to run at night. Okay, and then we can set a timer on that outside light to go off at 5:30 in the morning. So you never have to worry about it. Okay, so that will then actually come into your evening scenario, and your evening scenario will say, I want that light on and I want my dining room light on, because if I come in late and it's dark, at least I'm not walking into a dark house. Okay, so we're going to leave it as a regular scenario. Sorry, the other scenario is a group scenario. A group scenario is when if I touch this button to go on, then everything that I've selected will go on. If I hit it again to go off, then everything that I've selected will go off. Okay.
So the key distinction between the regular and the group is that the group is for everything
Same
that you
function,
selected.
everything, either on or either off.
Whereas regular, you can determine, you can set up almost like controls as to what must come off, what must come on, and
Exactly.
and also the limits.
Exactly.
I get it.
Exactly. All right. So say next. We got regular. Say next. Now you can make this look however you want. You can, as a good night, you can say there's almost like sundown. There's another button that shows a whole group of buttons. You like that?
I like this.
Okay. So now select all of them for now. Pick them all. Okay. Next. Now this is where it says to you, what do you want to do with those lights? So I want that off. The living room, I want off. The front outside, I want that to go on. There you go.
That's all.
The pendants
At zero.
at zero. So now you could create another scenario. We can do a virtual scenario where you want to create a mood, where you want the pendant lights to be at 10%, and you want your we're not sending the living room. That's going to be on AWOX. So, but we can do that again in Alexa to set that as another scene to say, do my pendants at 10%, do AWOX on blue at 10%. So to create that mood, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then
So
you can
we'll
just tell
keep it.
Alexa, and then that could be, for example, movie night.
Yes.
An example, and then just tell
Yes.
Alexa, okay.
So now
Yes.
everything is on.
And then if
Now
I press
if you
this,
hit
everything
that,
goes off,
hear that?
except the front.
Except
Lovely, Dave. Yes, please.
Okay, so that's our first proper scenario that we've actually put together.
So evening we want living room 1, 2. We want the pendant, let's say at 50, but we set that later, right?
No, you can set
And
it now.
then
And that
front
did we do the dining room yet?
we haven't yet. We haven't
Okay,
yet.
so we'll add the dining room after.
And then this we
don't
can leave
touch, we
off
don't
in the
need.
evening. Yeah, we don't need that. So next,
Next.
and then this we
Hang on.
want. No, but we
Yes,
want all of
okay,
these
that's
on
correct.
for evening,
And you want
and
the
then
pendant
this
set to?
at about just around 15%.
Okay, cool. Save.
And then we save that. And then now, for that scenario, can we now set the times?
Let's do that.
Okay.
Although I want to actually do it differently. I want to do it in Alexa.
Oh, okay. Ah, okay.
I want to do it in Alexa where we actually connect it
Yeah.
to sunset every day. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Set time. So I would go 1800.
On the nose.
Well, put it this way. Sunset right now is 1817.
18, 17, so just 10 minutes, 7 minutes before.
That's fine.
Yeah, what? Set up an
You
action.
need to set up time for an action. Well, we did. Click OK. Save. There we go. So there's your
okay.
time. Now, just something I want to show you. Go back. So that's the only time we've actually set up right now. But click on your menu at the top, go to timers, and that shows you all the timers that are active. If you don't want this timer to work, just untick it, and then it won't. Then you can switch it off.
Dave, you understand
How lucky is this?
my heart right now is doing somersaults.
The massive globes are going up.
They're going up now.
Yeah.
You just offset them in terms of height.
Pull the paper off.
Of course.
It looks so lekker.
Do you like them?
I never got it, why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough for you. I wish you could be happy, yeah, yeah. But I can't lie. LA made you crazy, yeah, yeah. You don't care what's real no more, no, you don't want me anymore. You only want what you can afford. This is goodbye, bye. LA made you crazy, yeah, yeah. I see your stories and I can't believe all the people you meet. Yeah. Your eyes tell me that you don't wanna leave just yet. No, my eyes agree. It's almost like when we first met. Oh.
In the kitchen, eh? So you can see kitchen. Voila. Hey. You see in the living room.
Ngiyawabona.
Bang.
Shoot noma ngekho la endlini iyakhanyisa
Yeah,
ngiyacela.
in this one, I noticed you said to like me. No. And then you take it up, brighter, take it down. Oh,
Awalena, this is stunning.
okay.
And then ikhanyiswa phi le? Uyakhona nokuyi.
Yeah, it has its own switch as well.
Wow. Lihle yong. Look at this.
Okay, but that's only the surface still. That's nice, right? But now check this. You say, Alexa, kitchen pendant off. So you screw.
Ngiyazitshela yong.
Alexa, kitchen on. Oh,
Kitchen.
Kitchen off.
Alexa, living room off.
But check. Now you told him to switch off the TV.
AJ, what's your
You
problem?
said living room off.
Zam, switch on the TV because now you switched off the TV for AJ.
Alexa, Netflix.
Ngiyazitshela yazi.
Watch now.
Nah, until the TV, it's on. It's back on.
It's back on Netflix.
No, AJ, you're not allowed to eat popcorn.
How's that? Nicole?
Ngiyazitshela
Nah,
yong.
it's Paw Patrol.
Life is good for you guys.
Babe, please play Paw Patrol for
Yes,
AJ.
life is good for you guys. And then upstairs, the TV upstairs as well.
Also.
Okay. So man ngafuna ukuvuka ngeSaturday nimuzwa ukuthi uyahlupha ngiyomlayitela iTV ngisekakamreni.
That easy, Magogo. Now we get Alexa, kitchen pendant at 20%.
Which one is the kitchen pendant? Oh, it's the this light. You. Ikhanyisa yonke indawo.
So each light has its own name. So this is kitchen pendant.
Okay.
Right. So if you want to talk to Alexa, you tell her, Alexa, kitchen pendant, and then you say 100%, 50% in terms of brightness and dimming.
And then these ones?
So that's living room 1, living room 2. and
Kitchen?
that's kitchen. So
Kitchen.
So this is kitchen pendant, and that's kitchen. And then this is dining room.
We've set it up in such a way that 7 minutes before sunset, Alexa will switch on the lights downstairs and then switch on the pendant at like 10%. And then when we go to bed, I think this is what I like about it, because usually before we had this, I'd go upstairs and then I'd get upstairs and realize there was some lights. Like as soon as I switch off the staircase lights, I'd realize that I've left some of the lights on downstairs. But what's nice about this now is that if I'm upstairs, I can literally check on the phone to see if there's any lights that are on downstairs. But also we have an option that we've set as good night. So when you say, Alexa, please switch on good night, it literally means or switch off everything downstairs. So anything that is still on would automatically come off. And then in the morning, so even when during sunset, it's not only the inside lights that come on, it's also the outside perimeter lights. So those will stay off throughout the night, and then the inside lights obviously will switch off when you say, Alexa, please switch on good night. And then in the morning, we've set it in such a way that Alexa will switch off the outside lights before sunrise. So we don't have to worry about wasting electricity. In the morning, the lights outside will automatically come off. What's wrong? Are you hungry? And then another thing is,
this is the pendant.
yes,
And that one is kitchen.
yes,
And those two are
living area.
living area.
Living room one.
Living area
Living
one.
area 1
And living
area 2.
Right.
And then when we go on holiday, there's a holiday mode. So when we go on holiday at a specific time before sunset or in the evening, we can literally set Alexa to switch on specific lights when we're on holiday at a specific time. That way people don't know whether you're home or not. And what's nice about it is, like, we can set this as, when we set the holiday mode, we can say, okay, if we're leaving for 5 days, we can say Monday, holiday mode, what's that?
Alexa is now, it's now 7 minutes before sunset. So this
Oh
is
yes, that's the nice thing about it, is that we can say, okay, we're on holiday now, Alexa, on Monday, the living area 1 light must come on. Then on Tuesday, the pendant must come on. On Wednesday, the main bedroom light must come on. So then that way people don't really, like, they can't clock whether or not, like, are they really on holiday or are they home? Because if it was one light that came on every evening, then people might as well figure out that, oh, they actually left the light on for the rest of the week. But if it's different lights coming on, then it's as if though there's someone in the house switching on the specific light. So when it's holiday mode, it won't only bring the lights on, but we can set it for a specific time. The lights must go off as well.
Feel the same. So come on, give me love. I'ma show you how to move with my body.